Good morning from Guadalajara. Nicole and I are continuing the journey south through Mexico, and yesterday we drove 300 kilometers from Puerto Vallarta to the city of Guadalajara, and today is our first full day exploring the city. We intend to make the most of it, but before we show you guys downtown center, I wanted to show you first our Airbnb because it's a little bit non-standard, especially because you have to walk through the side of this house, and then when you get through the door, we're brought through a gym. A very old smelling, greasy smelling as well, gym filled with a lot of iron and barbells and weights, and I gotta say this is probably one of the most strangest Airbnbs we've ever stayed at, just because of the fact that you have to walk through a very interesting workout area. And here's the actual Airbnb space itself. Nicole is getting some coffees ready before we hit the road to go downtown.
You guys want a good tour?
Yeah, why don't you show us around? Maybe just that side?
Yeah, honestly, this is most of it. We've got one big bed in the middle of this room and a giant TV. I feel like this TV is like big, it like makes this space feel smaller because it's so big. And a little desk, place to kind of get ready, a little mirror and stuff for the morning. This is a closet, and then straight through here, you can hear my coffee brewing. This is the kitchen. So we got a full-size kitchen in here with like 4 burners, a sink, a microwave, a full-size fridge, which is great, and then the only room left really is the washer, which is pretty basic, but we got a sink, a shower, and a toilet.
Yeah, I gotta say it's probably one of the most unique stays we've ever been into, just because of the fact that it's like a little like suite, guest suite right beside a big workout area that doesn't seem to be used at all.
Yeah, and then someone's house like at this side, so I feel like we're kind of like the back shed, but it's been really spruced up.
All right, we're gonna get these coffees and then hit the road and head downtown to check out Guadalajara. So first impressions of Guadalajara, holy smokes, this place is stunning. What a city.
Oh, beautiful. This square, the Plaza de Liberación, is huge. It's got this beautiful church on one end.
Yeah.
Surrounded by these buildings. Like, it is honestly so beautiful.
It's like a cool clash of modernness and also like traditional architecture. It's so beautiful around here. And tons of cafes, it's so busy.
Yes, and the vibe so far of the city, like it just feels like bustling and busy and fun, and like, I don't know, I think you could get into like a lot of really cool fun stuff here.
I'm like so pumped for walking around.
I know.
I feel like that's like the #1 thing you gotta do when you get to Guadalajara Central is just walk around, because it looks like there's a ton of little streets, cafes, and shops everywhere.
So Guadalajara is Mexico's second biggest city, and there is so much culture here, there's so much history here, so Miko and I decided to do one of our favorite things to do when we get to a new city, which is actually book a walking tour so that we can properly understand like the history of Guadalajara, learn a bit more about Mexican history. We're super excited. It's been a long time since we've done a walking tour. So we started in Plaza Liberación. I think I was saying that wrong earlier, which is really cool. It's actually got multiple government buildings around it, as well as the big church. Our tour guide has just brought us into this other second square that is surrounded by all of these statues. And the statues, I guess, are famous people who are from this area, Jalisco. Did something really cool in their lifetime and are dead. Those are the 3 criteria to be a statue here. So it's really neat. We're having a chance to learn about like people who are really from this part of Mexico and all the cool and amazing things that they did, both for Mexico and sort of the world. And so far, yeah, I just feel like we're learning so much.
Yeah, I feel like they're gonna run out of room here with all the people that they've named as a potential Jalisco statue.
Apparently they have, in the center of this area, they now have like, you can put urns there of some people who have died, who did really cool things, so they don't have to put you up as a statue because they're running out of room.
We're just at Plaza Guadalajara right now, and it's so cool because these plazas actually form a cross with this beautiful cathedral right in the middle. But also in Plaza Guadalajara, there's a fountain there, and in the middle of the fountain there's a pearl, because one of the nicknames they've given Guadalajara is the Pearl of the West, and that fountain commemorates it. It's such a beautiful area, and I love how like right in the middle is it's just an amazing cathedral.
So I just went to the cathedral. Miko had to stay outside with the dog, but wow, was it stunning. I couldn't talk to the camera. When I actually entered, there was a mass actually going on, and it was so beautiful. The lights were all on. It's so stunning, like the main facade that the priest, I'm assuming, stands in. It was just beautiful. And then we were able to go kind of towards the back at the bottom, and there was some things that people are buried in. I forget what caskets. That's what those are called. And I guess there's some tunnels down there that have been sealed up, but they don't really know what the tunnels were used for. It might have been the case that like rich folks used them as kind of their own private way to get around the city. But there's lots of, I guess, ideas about how the tunnels came about. But it was an absolutely stunning cathedral. It was free to enter. We just walked in, and then by the time I had finished my time in there, the mass was actually done, so it wrapped up pretty quick, but it was beautiful.
We're walking through what they call the Devil's Alleyway now, mainly because of the supposed bad energies that come from that building, which used to be the House of the Inquisition. Lots of tortures happened there. And apparently today, it's now the Department of Tourism's building, so it's kind of funny. House of Inquisition, tourism, torture, and coincidence? I don't know. I don't really know if we're still on the Devil's Alleyway, but this place is actually pretty nice.
It was just stunning. Nice little walking path.
Yeah, and like little shops.
All these different shops, yeah.
If you want some souvenirs. Apparently also a clown has joined our walking tour all of a sudden, so that's kind of cool. I feel like as we keep walking through the city, every little corner has like some sort of cool mural or statue or building, and there's a history associated with that. That's actually also quite fascinating. I'm not much of a history guy, but I am like still keeping pretty entertained throughout this walk. We're just passing by this fountain, which is to commemorate the snakehead god. And it's funny, lots of funny stories there, but the one I like in particular is that the snake head of this fountain is actually over there that we saw earlier, and it wasn't put on top because when they designed it, they were great at the artwork, but not so great. The person designing it was not so great at the engineering, so they actually couldn't put the head on top of the fountain.
It was too heavy.
It was too heavy, so they just left the body there.
And the head's off hidden in the trees.
The head's over there, so it's kind of fun.
I mean, it's still a beautiful fountain and sculpture, but it is kind of funny that it was supposed to have a snake head on it. So our walking tour guide told us about a really good place to get a really famous Guadalajaran dish. The dish is called tortas ahogadas, and we come to a place that she specifically pointed out here in Guadalajara called Las Famosas. I'm having to read this sign because I don't remember these words. So hopefully it's good. It looks amazing, and after walking around for the last 2.5 hours, we are starving.
So when the French came to Mexico, apparently one of the things they brought over was baguettes, of course, and the local people didn't really like the dryness of the baguette, so what they decided to do was drown it in sauce, and thus the tortas ahogadas was born. And that tortas ahogadas is one of the most iconic dishes you can get here in Guadalajara. The baguette, I was expecting something kind of dry, but like wet in the inside. No, it's just wet all the way around. Oh, it's good. It's got enough thickness to the bread that it's not like a fully like soaked piece of bread. It's got a little bit of crunch to it still.
It's not soggy?
Not too soggy, actually.
Okay, I got myself a quesadilla because I love quesadillas. And I didn't think I was gonna love like soggy sandwich, but it actually smells and looks amazing. I have no idea if you're supposed to eat this with a spoon like we are. That's what we're doing. Look at that. Oh man. It's really spicy. It's delicious. Oh wow. That's way better than I thought. You sure you want to share, honey?
Hey guys, if you've been watching our channel for a while now, you know that not every city vlog ends up being as sunny and as bright as our day so far in Guadalajara. As full-time travelers, we've had our fair share of unpredictable weather, which is why we want to talk to you about our sponsor for today's video, Vessi. Vessi is a company that makes good-looking, 100% waterproof shoes. Traveling through Mexico in our Vesis has been easy because they're comfortable enough to do long walking tours through big cities like Guadalajara, but waterproof and functional enough to walk on the beaches of Mazatlan or even waterfall hikes near Puerto Vallarta. If you saw our last video in Sayulita when we found out why it's never a good thing to hold a dog's leash and a full cup of coffee at the same time, then you know that we are very appreciative of our Vesis easy to clean material, which ensured Nicole got the coffee stain out of her pearly white shoes without issue. For all these reasons, our Vesis have been our versatile daily drivers for the past year. So if you're into lightweight, packable, waterproof travel shoes, then check out the link down in the description below to see Vesis' latest lineup. So welcome to the next stop of our day. We are at San Juan de Dios Mercado, or Mercado San Juan de Dios. It is the largest indoor mall or market in all of Latin America.
All of Latin America.
And yeah, I could see that because we've walked in. We wanted to get like a nice viewpoint where we could look downwards. And already, yeah, we've lost each other once or twice. But they say that you can get pretty much anything here at the market, and if you can't find it, then it doesn't exist.
I thought that was kind of cool.
We've passed through like almost, I don't know, like 6 or 7 different departments now, from shoes to clothing to sunglasses. It's also, not gonna lie, kind of funny walking around with a camera because I feel like some people haven't had business in a long time.
Yeah.
So not only did we come by and we're like, oh, potential business, but also these guys have a camera, which is kind of weird. So now we're getting a ton of stares. Buenos dias. Buenas tardes. I don't know if we're really looking for anything, huh?
Well, I need sunglasses.
We should go back to the sunglasses department.
Yeah, I think we have to go back to the sunglasses department.
Sweet. Video games.
Oh, wow.
We found the video game repair sections. That's pretty cool.
Excited. If you were to work at this market, this is where you'd work.
I'd probably work right here. No way.
These are all like boards.
Oh, that's so cool. It's like whole arcade setup.
That's pretty cool. Does it work?
Yeah, I think it works.
No way.
I feel like if you're looking for anything like vintage gaming, you could probably find it here. Like, you know, like where they find like really, really old consoles that are like limited edition and people like resell them for a much higher price. You know, I'm not gonna lie, for the size this market is and for how many people are actually here, like wall to wall, it's actually a lot cleaner than I expected. It doesn't smell as like interesting as other markets we've been to.
I think it might be because I haven't so far seen like a butcher section, and usually I find in markets when they're really smelly, it's because they have a whole butcher section.
That's right.
What do we think, guys? What's the consensus? I'm pretty sure I like these.
Nicole's never bought, well, Nicole or I have never bought like round sunglasses. So this would probably be a big deal because I feel like it's a big fashion statement to go with the round sunglasses.
I've also had the same glasses since we started traveling. I bought my first pair for like $3 in Nepal when we first left, and I haven't bought a new one since. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
I like that they're gold.
I love them.
They're beautiful. Yeah, you can. Perfect.
Gracias. Bye.
Well, I'd say that was successful market shopping. That was pretty good, 100 pesos. I thought it was pretty good. Maybe it was tourist pricing, I don't care. It was a great price for me.
They say you're really supposed to bargain in this market, but you know the price for 100 pesos for a nice pair of sunglasses? That's really good, and I don't think we need to bargain any more than that.
Yeah, felt good to me.
It felt great.
Okay. Okay. Our tour guide earlier told us this is the best ice cream spot that, like, from this part of town. So naturally we're getting ice cream. I think I might do a tequila mixed with crema de coco, because tequila is from here, from right around here. Una crema de coco y tequila.
Perfecto.
Y una piña y tequila.
Perfect.
Okay.
Déjanos cuido, ¿eh? Tequila is inside in the market. It's coming from the...
Oh, okay, gracias. Okay. So the tequila actually comes from the market. It's real tequila. Like he's putting booze in our alcohol.
Like I saw the menu, it says tequila. Like, oh, that's kind of cute. Like you could have like a tequila flavored
Ice cream.
And he's like, no, it's real tequila. I'm like, oh, okay. In case you didn't know, Guadalajara is known for being the birthplace of tequila.
Yeah,
so it's very, very big here.
There's actually a place, like a town called Tequila, right on the outskirts of Guadalajara, which is where tequila comes from.
Okay.
Gracias. Doesn't this look amazing? It doesn't even look like there's any tequila in here, but I know there is. Actually, can I show you them yours? Look at Nico's, you can like properly see. I think that's tequila. So, coconut and tequila. This is one of the most Mexican things I think I've ever eaten. Amazing. I can't even taste the tequila basically. I taste such amazing coconut. Our guide was telling us that this person at this cart, he hand makes this ice cream. Like, hand makes this stuff. It's amazing. Very good. Muy rico. Gracias. This is amazing. Cheers.
Also, this is only 25 pesos. It's just perfect for a hot day. And if you're on a budget, and you want a little tequila. Oh yeah, I can taste tequila on that one.
Can you?
Oh, that's good. It's like proper tequila ice cream. And with a hint of pineapple.
Tequila.
That's
oh my gosh,
really
it's
good.
So good. Oh my! Immediately, I am taken to like a resort on a beach. Like immediately.
We're back to our university days.
Yeah, maybe them.
So for the next stop of our day, we are at the Museo Cabañas. Well, it's actually just me. Nicole's outside with the dog. We couldn't bring the dog in, so it's just me going on the solo trip through the Museo Cabañas, which is what I've heard, one of the most beautiful buildings in all of Mexico. And so far, I think I'd have to agree with that. This museum is actually named after a bishop, and his mission here was to create a building that was for the elderly, for the homeless, and most importantly for the orphans. So this building was used as an orphanage, among other things, and it was also used as a barracks at one point. But the building is absolutely beautiful. It's filled with like 23 different courtyards, long hallways, the neoclassical architecture, I'm not exactly sure what that means, but that's what the brochure says, is everywhere in this building. And it is such a beautiful place to just walk around and admire all the stone and the artwork everywhere. There's so much history. And like I said, this is one of the most emblematic, they say, buildings in all of Jalisco. What also really sets this building apart is that the government hired a famous painter named Jose Orozco to design and paint all of these frescoes inside the main chapel, creating this like really cool room with a ton of artwork above your head. Some people called him the Michelangelo of Mexico, and I can see why, because the artwork inside this building and on the walls and also on the ceiling is just remarkable. And of course, the main piece of art is right in the middle. It's called Man on Fire, and that is what they say is Orozco's most famous piece of work here in the center of the entire museum.
Bordering Guadalajara, there is another small town called, I think it's pronounced Tlaquepaque. And a lot of people say that if you have limited time in Guadalajara, Tlaquepaque is still really worth checking out. So we are driving there now. I think it's about a 25-minute walk for us. Oh, where someone is begging at the window. Oh, she's gone. Gracias. Sorry, we're stopped here and now there's tons of people who are offering us food and drinks and all the things.
No, gracias. You sure you don't want? Are you sure you don't want any juice?
Anyway, so we're headed there now, and it's about, I think about 20-25 minutes away from the city center of Guadalajara, which is where we parked the car today.
Also, I gotta say, driving around Mexico, is just a whole other experience. It's just, you just never know who's gonna come by your window when you're at a stoplight.
Yeah, it's busy.
It's busy.
Different performers, people selling you food, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, we've been in Mexico long enough that I feel like I've seen it all, but still, sometimes every now and then I get surprised.
So it looks like Tlaquepaque is very artsy. Wow. There's musical performers. There's all sort of ceramics and pottery. I see lots of clothing shops. It's just a beautiful area to walk. It's just gorgeous. Really good walking paths for pedestrians only. We decided that the best use of our time here was going to be to grab a coffee and just hang out, enjoy the music. That is a live performer singing on his microphone. Just grab a coffee and just enjoy the vibe here. It's a beautiful spot. And I really feel like if you want a really good place for shopping, if you're coming to Mexico and you want maybe some souvenirs, this is totally the community to do it in. There are some really beautiful little shops set up. Some of them are just like really like along the path, just kind of like more ad hoc. Then there's obviously some really well-established businesses as well, but all of them look so nice. I feel like you get every price point here, from like the low end, really affordable, up to the really high quality, much more expensive end as well. But it's a beautiful place. All right, everyone, that is a wrap on one day in Guadalajara and nearby Tlape. How do I say?
Paki.
That's what he said.
But we'll catch it next time, because tomorrow we're actually gonna be starting the journey further down south towards Puerto Escondido. It's gonna be a 4-day driving journey. We're hoping to cover about 1,200 kilometers, and it's gonna be a big one. So we hope you join us and subscribe and like this video if you liked it.
Yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye. Probably one of my most favorite features of this gym, though, is the amount of like posters on the wall of strong men and strong women, and especially Arnold. It is covering the entire gym, and it just kind of puts you in the mood to work out.